Good afternoon, Spain. Good morning in LA, in California. Thank you for joining us today with All Ladies League, a global movement of women around the world. Many people ask us what we are and what we do. I'm here from Spain, from ALL Barcelona chapter. We are trying to unite women. This pandemic, so terrible for us, had been so positive in terms that it helped us to unite more beautiful souls that share their experience, their expertise, and in this case, as today with Birgitte Pauni, that she is sharing with us her beautiful book on seeking peace. Seeking peace is so important for us. All Ladies League is exactly what our founder and leader, Harbin Arora from India, had founded 20 years ago, and it was exactly what she was looking for, seeking peace, united women, supporting women, one to each other through this that is not an interview. Even Brigitte is used to that because she is a bestseller author, international author, but this is just a conversation among women, generously and openly. And that is our goal, precisely that, to unite us, to exchange, to learn from each other. So Brigitte will be with us presenting the main aspect of this wonderful book that I encourage you to buy it in Amazon. Is this 5 fingers method to move from grief to thrive. Brigitte had a long experience in coaching, as an oncologist, as a doctor. She has seen lots of situations of grief, and she overcome the situation that she has seen and also their own personal experience. She learned from that, and now she gives us this gift that is this book to help us to move forward. So, saying this, we invite also to this conversation, this friendly conversation, that is Lena Hidalgo and Maria Santiago Valentin. Hello, Maria. Hello, Lena.
Hi.
Hello.
Yes, Maria, something that you would like to ask, something that inspired you, this book of Brigitte?
Hi, everyone. I am a member of ALL Barcelona, a chapter and wiki, and I am. I joined this chapter in March 2020, almost a year ago, but I reside in New Jersey. Thank you for this opportunity, and thank you for bringing Brigitte with a lot of wisdom to help us cope with the pandemic and other challenges that we have. Brigitte, I was reading your book, and you mentioned that grief, we somatize grief in our bodies, and it manifests with pains and diseases. But also in your book, you mentioned that it's all about perception. And I would like you to give us a little more explanation about that, because if grief is about perception, then it's relative, and then we create our own suffering in a way by the way we perceive things, and not everybody will perceive them the same way, or maybe we are just duplicating what someone else's perception. And then you said that we have to remove our dark lenses to be more unbiased and more objective when it comes to grief.
Thank you so much, Maria. And actually, if I may invite, thank you, and thank you very much, Maren. Thank you, Lena. It's such an honor and a pleasure to be able to be here to serve together with you. And actually, if I may invite all of you and everyone listening, as you said, Maria, it's so perfect that everything that we think and going on, it can transfer to our body, and our body and mind is connected, and our heart's connected. So talking about grief, one thing that can help us just be more at ease and have more peace is actually, if you like to join me, to just take a deep breath and shake it all out. It's just all take a deep breath and shake it all out. How do you feel now? Probably a little bit looser and more at ease, right?
Mhm.
So yes, and
Much better, yes.
yeah, and grief definitely can a lot of times our mind and body is connected. There is a lot of studies showing that, and that's why there are studies actually saying many of us has heard the term die from broken heart. Die from broken heart is an actual it's an actual physical thing. It is not just like you die from a book, but it's not just a saying. Some of us, when we are grieving and we're grieving so much, study has shown that it's actually caused changes in your biochemistry and in the way your heart functions, such that it's not only break your heart emotionally, but it sort of break your heart physically. So that's why there is a somatic manifestations of grief in many ways. And a lot of people notice it's a headache and a back pain, and depend on what's going on in your body, it's manifest differently. And to answer your questions about perceptions, Maria, absolutely. You know, this is 2021, and last year the pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic hit the basically wipe out the whole world, and affected practically everybody, either you directly or somebody you know. And so with that, for some people, and it is very normal. It is very normal and common to see, oh my God, this feels like the end of the world. The world that you know, the work that you know just suddenly turn upside down. You're no longer able to go to and meet with friends. You're no longer able to go to your work. And grief, by definition, is not only from death, divorce, or dire diagnosis. Grief, by definition, is the unsettling feelings caused by a change in your familiar routine. So any familiar routine that has changed, including those changes comes along with the pandemic, can cause you grief. Now, at the same time, are you going to see the pandemic as the end of everything, or are you going to see it is time for change and see how I can change to actually improve to the better? The Chinese character for crisis, the Mandarin character for crisis, Mandarin character has their own character. It's actually composed of two characters. The first part of the Mandarin character for crisis, it by itself means danger. The second part of the Mandarin character for crisis means opportunity. So when we have a crisis, we can see it just as a danger, or we can see it just as an opportunity if you're super positive, or you can say, well, yes, there is a danger here, but inside of the danger and the disadvantage and the pain, there might be an opportunity, and see if it is an opportunity that you can find and create something that's
So,
better for you.
so Brigitte, those are the dark lenses we have to pull out, right?
Yeah, you can skip staying with the dark lenses of wearing a dark goggle and say everything is dark here, or you can say, well, I'm going to see if I can put on a rose-colored glasses and see where the beautiful part of this coming from.
Thank you.
Great. Well, I'm Lena. I'm from Barcelona. I mean, I was born in El Salvador, but I live in Barcelona. I'm a member of All Ladies League Barcelona chapter, and I have been working with them for almost a year also, as Maria. And well, when Mark told me about your book and she presented to us, I was saying like, oh my gosh, this seems to be so easy, like 5 steps to almost happiness, how can this be? This must be kind of like, how can I say, like, let's say that paradigm shift could be, because I have been reading about some highlights, let's say, like crying is good, your life is a life, is just a dark chapter in your life, in your film, or nothing is perfect. So is this the right way to see it? We don't have to change so much, but little things just to turn it in a positive way to us?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Lena. Yes, I love that question. Thank you. And yeah, it's absolutely, you don't have to change everything upside down, but like actually it's like Maria says, it's how you see, you perceive things. You can perceive when there is something happen, it's the end of the world, or this is just one dark chapter. And if we keep going, and if we say, well, you know, the next chapter could be a good thing, then yeah, then it can be good. And it's a matter of changing. You put it very well. It's like a little bit a paradigm shift, or a slight different way on seeing things. A lot of time we feel bad when we're crying, but that's because what everybody says to us, society say, you know, like when you're a little girl and you cry, and your parents say, don't cry, stop crying, or you know, go to the room. You crying? Why are you crying? Go to your room, right? And most people don't know, but we share in the book that our body actually designed to help us cry, because our tears, there are people actually has human has three different kind of tears, and when we cry, the emotional tears release this substance that help us to be able to feel better, recover easier, and be able to be stronger. So it's just a tiny little things. And yeah, like you said, it's I would like it to be simple, you know, seeing people who are going through grief. And when I was going through grief myself, complicated, we already have so much going on in our life. We don't need complicated things. That's why I put it into 5 fingers, such that it's easy to remember, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So
Brigitte, you know, all your book, it's absolutely amazing. So it was difficult for me to take the best parts, because everything was so important, and every detail is so paramount. But I would just focus on one that you say, you don't know how other people really feel. And it's quite challenging, that, because many times we wanted to help, or we are giving an image that we are okay, because there is something that is telling us that is wrong if we are not okay. So we need to smile and be okay. But that means that we don't know how we are going to transmit all that feelings, because we don't know how other people really feel, because we don't give many times the idea of how, really authentically, how we are feeling. So how can we help others to be, if they are not authentic, if socially they are imposed codes to be positive? So how can we help people in grief?
have you ever walked in a room? Have you ever walked in a room? Perhaps you walk into a room and there is a couple in there. Or you walk into somewhere and there is a couple or something, and you just don't feel quite right. Something's not quite right. You can you don't know what it is. You just walk in the room and you can feel a tension or something, and you just like, I'm not sure what it is, but it doesn't feel quite right in here. So everything, and study has shown this, a medical study has shown that, you know, our heart and our mind, there is magnetic field and there is energy coming from that, from this. Many people familiar with the word EEG, with where you put things on people's head and measures the electrical activity. There is something called MEG, and that is magnetic field. So you don't put the measuring device here. The measuring device is way out here. And at the same time, when there is a brain activity, the measuring device way out here, all 6 feet out, sometimes even longer, can capture that. So basically what it says is anything going on in your body, in your mind, in your heart, it comes out. And other people, including this modern technology device, can capture this. So how can get back to your questions? How this go back to your questions? What does this has to do with that? The best way, since we never know how other people really feel, is the best way is to be present for them with love and with heart of kindness. And even if you don't say a thing, just like this machine show us, it can be captured. And if you just sit there and you say, let's say somebody say, I'm just fine, and but you know something going on in the person's life. Even if you say, oh, okay, well, I'm glad that you're just fine, and you're feeling love in your heart, and you think kind thoughts in your mind, the person who is in your vicinity can feel it. And this is not, in the past, this is like, oh my God, this is woo-woo, right? What are you talking? This sounds like esoteric. But medical studies has shown this. They can feel it. And, there is an energy that when you dare, you say it. And that's why there is the term, be an open heart with an open ears and an open hand in the book. And what it is basically you just be there and you are presence, your presence with love, and your heart open, pouring love, and your ears open to hear that if they say something, you listen with kindness and compassion and no judgment. And then you're thinking good thoughts about them, and you have an open hand where you say, if you need help, I'm here for you, and I will be more than happy to share some kindness and love with you. And a lot of time, actually, people who are grieving, because when we're grieving, when we have things going on, we actually even more sensitive, can easily feel that when they say, okay, I can feel your loving energy and your kindness.
I love what you say, Brigitte. Yes, because we work on that. We work on united women. And when you wanted to make it all together, togetherness is the word that we learn from Dr. Harbin Arora, and it's precisely that. What is empathy, is to try to understand the other one's feeling. It doesn't matter if they wanted to tell us how they feel, but they feel this power to be together. Is this the main purpose, the main core, the main heart of our global movement, All Ladies League? And I would like to take one of your quotes that is fantastic, that say, you are not broken, you have a broken heart.
Right. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And actually, I was going to say one thing about that, and the quote. But also before that, like you said, Dr. Harbin Arora, most of us has seen the picture of Dr. Harbin Arora. And, I mean, yes, she's very beautiful, she's very elegant. But to me, when I first saw her photos long time ago, and also when I watched her interview, whenever she speaks, what can you feel from her? You feel love. You feel love and compassion and purity, and that's just an example. When if she exude love and she exude compassion and empathy, and that is the same thing that we can all do with somebody else, that we never know how anybody is, but if we just be as best as we can, like Dr. Aurora, be love and be everybody, even from you, and you just watching her video, you can feel it, can feel love. So this is such an excellent example of that, actually, because she exude love. And yes, we are all whole. Thank you for pointing that out. A lot of time when we are grieving, when something going on in our life and things not as perfect as we want them to be, we feel like there's something wrong with us. And when our heart broken, when we're grieving, our heart broken emotionally and maybe even physically, we feel that there is something wrong with us. But the truth is, there is nothing wrong with you. We are all beautiful inside and out in our own unique way, and we're all whole, and all our and the you are just beautiful and you are whole. There is nothing wrong with you. Your heart might be broken, and there is might be part of your life that's not perfect, but that's nobody's perfect. When we don't have to be perfect to be beautiful. Actually, if you ever look at something that's just so perfect, it's kind of sometimes a little strange, because we all have different smile and different laugh, and that's what makes us beautiful. And that's that you are whole and you are beautiful, and it's a matter of us healing your broken heart, or no different than if you have no different than like if you have a broken leg, right? I mean, you don't say I'm broken because I have a broken because you have a broken leg. You say my leg broken. Same thing with this. If your heart broken, you're not broken. You are whole and beautiful, and deserve to be loved, and deserve to have peace of mind and ease and success.
Unfortunately, we are coming to an end of this conversation. I hope this is just the first of others conversation that you are going to join us. You are giving us a boost of love, of empathy, of hope, because that is about hope. Seeking peace is about hope that we can achieve that. So let's have a wrap up. Please, Lena, Maria, and Brigitte, and we end this beautiful, as you use this word, you are beautiful. Thanks so much for all this.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate and thank you about your generosity, because giving us these tips are really helpful for our community. I am sure that we will take notes every time we hear you. We really, really thank you for giving us your knowledge, and I hope it's gonna be soon or get together again.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Maria?
Thank you, Brigitte, for sharing with us, like Lena said, your wisdom. There's a lot more that we can discuss from all the guidance and advice you gave in your book. Thank you for your time, and I know this will help a lot the followers of our page, and we look forward to having you again. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Lena, and thank you, Mara. Thank you. It's such a pleasure, and I am so honored and delighted to be able to be to share with you. And feel free to reach out to me directly if there is anything that I can do. We are all here together. We're all part of all, and we're all part of WEF, and we're just all sisters. So feel welcome to reach out to me for any reason, if I can be of support to you.
Thanks so much, Brigitte. The honor and privilege is all of us, for us. And I encourage all the people to read this book, Seeking Peace, as well as 40/40 Rules. There are testimonies from women. This is the second book from Birgitte Pauni, is available in Amazon. Thank you for this, as I say, boost of love, about energy that we all need in all Ladies League, and especially during these pandemics. Thanks so much for your message of peace, and to finish with your quoting you, take off your dark sunglasses and see the world from a new color. Thanks so much, Brigitte. All our love from Spain.